Where the heck has that come from? Hopefully you're able to hear me. Looks like something weird is going on. Yeah, it looks like it did where Bo is based. Something decidedly odd was going on there. Let me see if the Twitch alert's come back yet. No, it hasn't. Can I force this? Let's see if I can... Is that going to reconnect? Yep, it looks like it has. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Twitch has been disconnecting me, and it looked like then I just had the my internet line go down as well, because everything suddenly disconnected, including some links out to Twitch alert. So hopefully it's back. Sorry about the that as a problem. And unfortunately, I wasn't even able to tell you that it had gone down, because the chat went as well for me at this end. There are times when Twitch is really annoying, shall we say. I do wish that they would sort it out. So what I was doing at the time when it went down is sharpening my chisel. I don't think that had anything to do with it. Okay. And sorry everybody who forcing you to watch the adverts again. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about them. Not being a Twitch partner, it's not within my control. Okay, this chisel is now somewhat sharper than it was, and it certainly helps to have a sharp chisel. Actually, the sharper the chisel, the better. Sharp chisels are a lot safer than blunt chisels. It might seem counterintuitive that a sharp object can be safer than a blunt one, but what it is you end up, if you try and use a blunt chisel, for example, what you end up doing is using too much force, or using force to overcome the fact that it's blunt. And in doing so you lose control of the chisel, and you can end up very easily driving it somewhere that you don't want it to go, especially in relation to you as a person. and that's when accidents happen, when you lose control of the tool. And the sharp chisel means you don't have to use as much force, which means you can control the chisel better, and therefore it goes where you want it to go. By the way, sound, actually, if you might have heard there me doing that on the wood, sound does actually play quite an interesting part in carving, because the sound can tell you an awful lot about how the wood is actually carving. It's a kind of a feedback mechanism, but wood that's been cut with a chisel. I mean, obviously if you're using a mallet it's a bit harder to hear, but wood that's been cut with a chisel has a different sound to wood that's been sort of forced out of the way because of a blunt chisel or because you're carving in the wrong direction. And so if you listen to the sounds that are being made and take notice of them, you can tell when you're doing something that isn't right, and that can help you avoid making some of the mistakes that would otherwise ruin, or at least seriously damage the piece that you're working on. If you're carving against the grain, in the wrong direction of the grain, the wood sounds dull, as opposed to crunchy is the best way I can describe it when you're cutting in the right direction. It's when you're cutting it correctly, it's kind of a shushing noise, but a smooth sort of shushing noise. When you're doing it the wrong way, it's kind of quite a as I say, quite a dull sort of sound. It's a little bit difficult to explain until you actually hear it and get used to hearing it. Okay, that might well be deep enough there to move on. The wing at this point, as you can see, takes quite a curve around, so I've got to match the wing membrane to that curve. Now at the moment I'm carving this with the wing membranes flat, but look at the reference image, and if you look at things like fruit bats or just bats in general, when the membranes are stretched out, they between the bones, it's not flat. It actually is like an umbrella. If you ever put an umbrella up, it sort of curves like this. You get a curve, even if it's from the bottom, but you get like a curved shape as you pull the thing apart.